an analysis of gender representation in academia. Today topic is that for the civil service. तो यहाँ पे देखें तो what is the gender? First we have to understand this term. Gender is socially constructed. What is the meaning of the socially constructed? That means if man is that and women is there, so they have defined the role, their dresses, senses, talking behavior, fooding and other culture. Like here, if we see, that means how the gender issue in academia is there. So today I will discuss about the gender representation in academic. Okay, this is the Hindu paper analysis. The Hindu paper analysis of the 2nd September 2022. So here author is want to tell that gender issue is particularly gender inequality. Gender inequality means representation of all sect. All sect means SC, ST, OBC and women in the academia. Here author is telling the gender inequality in the sense of only women. So gender inequality in the sense of women, which women? Here our country is, this is the our country representation, something like this. This type of structure is there. So our country have something like suppose that 135 crore population is there, in which there is a different sect of the people like scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, OBC and minority and general caste, GE. So here we can focus that gender inequality means the representation of only a particular community is there in the university and academia. So representation of according to the populations, like scheduled caste is 16% in our country and scheduled tribe is 8%, and according to 1931 and based on the caste, that means which caste included under the OBC is nearly come to the suppose that scheduled caste and scheduled tribe compose 24% and minority is some 16%, and if add this one it is coming under the 40%. So nearly 50% of the populations coming under the OBC and general coming under 10%. So here question is that what is the meaning of the gender inequality? Gender inequality means the representation of the 16%, 8% and 50%, 16% in the academia is not at per accepted. and different report of the government of India is telling that the OBC representations in the IIT Central University is not at per the standard. Standard means representation of these community are very low according to the populations, according to the compositions of populations of our country. Here in this article, the this author is raising the questions about the gender inequality and discrimination. So here gender means not only the women. It is not about the women. Women in the sense, if we talk about that, women is classified in India. There is different type of the women according to caste and the community, like scheduled caste women, scheduled tribe women, minority women, and general caste women. Scheduled caste women, scheduled tribe women, minority, and general caste. So scheduled caste women have the lower literacy rate, and they have also the same situations. And minority is here divided into like Muslim, Buddhist, Parsi, and Jain, and something like that, Christianity. So our country have the diversity of the populations, and on the basis of the ethnicity means that if divide like the South India, the Dravidian, and Northeast like the Mongolian, and the North India, the Proto-Australoid. So on the basis of ethnicity, on the basis of the caste, and on the basis of the religions is also one of the factor. So on the basis of the religions, our country is like a diverse group of people are residing in our country. So we talk here that the gender inequality and discrimination in academia. That means author want to tell is that in the higher educations, he is writing about the Kamala Sohine. What he is about writing about that? In 1933, she went to do PhD. Approach to the Sir C.V. Raman to pursue research in the physics. Okay, but Sir Raman has denied. The Nobel laureate and illustrious writer of the Institute, Isaac Bangalore, turned the request shown on the ground that she was the woman. She was the woman. Why? Because she is a woman, Sir was not allowed her to do the research in the physics. Here, that in every aspect, if you have seen in the academia, that it was the story of 1933, but now after the independence of our country of 75 years is over, and government of India is celebrating the independence movement of Amrit Mahotsav. The same situations is happening now for the SC, ST, OBC minority in the representation of the in academia. Why? Because of there is a not inclusive policy. Inclusive policy is not there. Maybe be maybe the inclusive policy is not there. Maybe the under representation of the community in the academia. Okay. So here only focus on the women, and he is making the more focus on women discriminations in academic. So I will also focus on that article. I will not deviate from this article. So he is writing about that. So he ignored the refusal that women was name was that who want to admission in the Isaac of the Kamala. So so she want to admission in Isaac, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in 1993, but Sir C.V. Raman was not admitted. So what she done? Refused, and based on the gender discriminations and went on the Satyagraha. She went to Satyagraha. What the Gandhiji started against the Englishmen. Okay, so she done the Satyagraha in the front of C.V. Raman director's chambers. She was then admitted for 1 year on the condition that after Satyagraha, Sir C.V. Raman sir has been granted his her to admissions, and she was then admitted for the 1 year on condition that her work for the year would not be recognized till the director was satisfied with the quality of her research and that her presence did not distract her male colleagues. So male colleagues जो है male colleagues के बारे में बोल रहा है कि उसको distract नहीं करेगा. That much of the statement was coming from the director, and that her presence did not distract the male colleagues pursuing research. Similarly, in 1937, Professor D.M. Bose, D.M. Bose has done the same things for the scholar like name was Sam Chaudhary. In his research group on the ground that he did not have suitable research project to assign to women. Then Chaudhary was unfazed and had her way. She joined D.M. Bose research group. Her work on cosmic rays in determining the mass of muons in legendary. So there are only two well-known examples of the gender discriminations. So I think you got some point about the gender discriminations, and you first understand what is the gender. So these were the two cases where the gender discriminations in academic, and there are many more such example in 2018 university. The theoretical physicists students regularly work at CERN, European Organizations for Nuclear Research in Switzerland, claim at the workshop organized by CERN. CERN, C-E-R-N, CERN. CERN is the physics was invented and built by men. Who given this statement? This statement given by the professor Alejandro Strumia. He is given a statement like that physics was invented and built by men, and it's not by invitation. So that the male scientists were being discriminated against because of ideology rather than merit, implying that women are less capable than men in physics research. That means women are less capable than men. So CERN called the presentation highly offensive. So CERN called the statement of the professor is called highly offensive and suspended him. Pending an investigation. इसके एक दिन के बाद, 1 day later, Donna Strickland was awarded the Nobel Prize. She got the Nobel Prize in Physics. So here, point is that merit is not decided by the caste, community, sex, or ethnicity. Merit is decided by the person who is involved in the field. Field in the sense, keep merit, when they will got the chance, then merit will be developed and they will do their own work and they will be famous in the work. So here the gender bias against women which arose out of the suspected capability of their intelligence and their mettle in understanding the arduous task of research was quite common in 20th century. So 20th century was suspicious about the merit of the women, and things was changed and then glass ceiling has been broken. Here glass ceiling, one term is coming, and this is used for the gender bias in the academia, industries, corporate and other sector. So glass ceiling is that means one person is here, they are seeing that this is the glass and opportunity is there, but he or she is denied because of their caste, ethnicity, religion, reason and other factor. Other factor means If English speaking is there, English reading is there, then they will got. If the regional vernacular language, if he got the education, he is not employed or she is not able to employ in that sector. So glass ceiling is here about the broken, and then things has changed, and then glass ceiling has been broken. But how far have we progressed in the last 100 years in shedding this bias and ensuring that women are on a par with men in academic institutions? So here bias, one term is there. What is the meaning? Bias means when one person get favor and other person not got any favor, and he or she is denying favor because of his or her gender, religion, caste, region, etc. factor. So here that bias has been changed, and I am to clear some concept here. So that the government incentive. So what the government has done for the improvement of the government initiative, what government has done for the government initiative for the inclusion of the women in the academia or some other sector. So government has started some remarkable improvement in the participations of women in higher educations and participations in the workforce over the past decade. Progress has still been quite uneven. That means government have started some policy and programs for the inclusion of the women. The government of India has been ramping up efforts to remove gender inequality in providing incentive for women higher education. Incentive for women in higher education. Some like the scholarship, fellowship, and these initiative. These are some that government initiative is there for the inclusion of women in the higher education, and some institutions like gender advancement for transforming institutions. These are some institutions has established by the government of India for the inclusion of the women in the academia. That is a pilot project under the Department of Science and Technology to promote gender equity in science and technology and knowledge involvement in research advancement through nurturing. That is a plan under the Department of Science and Technology, again to increase women scientists in science and technology, and also preventing women scientists from giving up. So these are some institutions who are promoting the gender equality and giving some fellowship to prevent give up. Give up means don't have to quit. Government is supporting to you. And some institutions are setting up creatures so that the scientist mother can carry on with their research work uninterrupted. University too are trying their best to equal opportunity employ. And some if creatures means where the where children or child can be taken care. So these were the some provision for making the creatures to see the women scientist whose child can be taken care. However, despite all this endeavor, there is still a gender bias that persists and which has been not be removed fully. Women are still underrepresented populations globally in hardcore science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So one term is coming here, STEM, STEM. STEM full form is that science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So now author wants to tell about the women and STEM. So what is the position of women in STEM? STEM means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Women and STEM. So he wants to tell, in this respect, India's positions in academia is disappointing. That means that is not proper. Disappointing. That means in this sector, women representation is very low. So UNESCO data on some selected countries, India is the lowest position, having only 14% of female researchers working in STEM area. That means only this percent of the women are working in this area. That means science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In this area, only 40% women are working. So UNESCO data is giving like this type of data, but India is not very far behind many advanced countries in this aspect. That means author wants to tell that 40% of the population, 40% of the female who is in the STEM, that means is nearly to the developed country. And who is the developed country? Developed country is that whose SDI index and per capita income is higher compared to the lower countries. So he is giving some examples like that. He is giving some examples like Japan have 16% and Netherlands have 26%. US have 27% and UK have 39%. So these are some of the developed country compared to our country, India. Our have 14% only, and Japan is the highly developed country technologically and economically. They have 16% of the populations, 16% women workforce in the STEM, and Netherlands are 26%, US 27% and UK has 39%. These are the some data. So country with a fairly good ratio in terms of equal number of female and male researchers are South Africa. So here author wants to tell that South Africa have like the 45%, Cuba have 49%, and then highest number of female researchers in Tunisia highest number. Tunisia में कितना है? Tunisia में that is the 55% of women are the scientists. In the followed by Argentina. Argentina has very good, and it is a South American country. Argentina 53%, and New Zealand it is near to the Australia, it is 52%. That means Argentina is very good in conditions, and Argentina is coming under the developed country. Very good SDI index, very good health sector is there, education sector is there. So in India, about 43% women constitute the graduate population in STEM. So 43% of the graduate populations constitute the women. Okay, and which is one of the highest in the world, but there is a downside to this. Only 40% women join academic institution and university. So these percent of women in the graduate, that means these people are getting the graduate in the STEM, that means science, technology, and engineering and mathematics, but the only in the higher institutions and academic, only the 40% of women are there. So although male and female participation in graduate studies is comparable, the participation of women in the research has dropped significantly. That means when women are 43% participations in the graduate level in the STEM,